It's the story of Einstein when he was dropped out of school. He took the letter to his mother, and his mother, when she read it, she said, "I'm sorry, you are so clever for them. Therefore, you're going to study at home. I'm going to teach you." Now, if his mother told him this, would have been Einstein? No, we wouldn't have heard of Einstein.
If you feel like you're always down and you're not feeling well, it's most probably the environment that you're living in.
I think this is programmed by the media to get viewers. They have to show you something bad.
When someone comes back to you and says something like, "You changed my life," or these things, how does it make you feel?
What is it? Is this an ego? And if it's an ego, it's not good.
You said something about managing people and developing them. There's a huge difference.
When you are really down and you're not motivated, you don't want to do it, just take action. Take the first step. Do the thing that you need to do, then motivation will come. If you have that mindset that I get paid from the results of my people, that means I have to take care of my people, right? But because you have a coach, somebody who's helping you, who's directing you, who's supporting you, who's telling you, yes, you can, try again, and you don't judge. Because I judged a lot in my life, in my journey. And most of the time, the judgment is wrong.
Okay, thank you very much for joining, guys. Appreciate it. And for those of you that are new here, welcome to this podcast where you'll learn mindset, strategy, and advice straight from those who've walked the path. Today, we're joined with a special guest. He's a talent development expert, Hamza. Yeah, thanks for joining.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And before we start, please, if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. And don't forget to like this video as well and share it with your friends. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Ahlan wa sahlan.
Ahlan wa sahlan. Okay, let's talk about your past and how you grew up.
Well, I was born in Shamia, and then my grandfather's house. And then, I moved and lived most of my life, my childhood in Salmiya. And it was a very good neighborhood, mix of all, different type of people in the neighborhood. And we were like, in the old days, we were like, like the neighbors are family. They're not like, not like now, the neighbors now. They're all family. They care about as children, they care about us, And one thing that touched me when, in my childhood, as, you say, maybe something that affects you in your adulthood is one thing, is the Boy Scouts, being in the Boy Scouts. And I remember I learned a lot from Boy Scouts in terms of leadership, in terms of being prepared all the time, solving problems and working in a team or collaborating. That was for me very, something that really, changed my behavior, changed the way I am now. Yeah. Or changed me to who I am now.
Okay. And how can you connect that with human development? Like when did you start taking human developments more seriously?
This was an accident, basically. I was, after graduating, I was in year 2, I was in a bank. And in year 2, the training manager asked me to fill for someone else who was supposed to give induction course on a credit card. And that person was not there. So he asked me to do it. And I just jumped in it and I did it. And after 2 days, I received a nice letter from him saying, good things about, how the students or the learners took the information from me. And that gave me like something like, I felt recognized, in the bank year 2. So I started becoming, in selling, subject matter expert in selling. And the bank would tell me, train the new salespeople. So I started training the new people. And then after 2-3 years, started training on customer service, on customer delight, customer care. And then the IBS, the Institute of Banking Studies, heard about me and they asked the bank to release me and go and train there. So whenever they need customer service, whenever they need selling skills, they would ask my manager with a letter, and my managers always helped me to go. Because some manager, they won't allow you. They would say, no, you are mine. You stay here and stay working. And he was like really, supporting me. And it was like I was doing it as fun. I was doing training classes. And from time to time, they ask me for something else. And I say, I don't know this. They said, no, you can't do it. And as usual, I jump. So I teach myself and I practice. And whatever I learn, I would, then teach it. Fast forward in 1985, that means 10 years on the work. The CEO asked me in the elevator, he said, Hamza, you want to be a marketeer or a banker? And back then, I didn't know what I wanted to be, really, frankly. But I was really happy. I was getting promoted. The management liked me. And I always been given a new project to work on and to build. So I was doing extremely good and fine. But that question, kind of shaked me a little bit. And it was in the elevator. So it was like a few seconds. And I said, marketeer, because I was working in the product development part of the marketing. I said, he looked at me and said, but you are an engineer. And you should, if you want to grow in the bank, you should sort out your marketing qualification. Check out cim.co.uk. And I went immediately to my cubicle, put the computer and start searching for this CIM. What is it? And it became the Chartered Institute of Marketing in Berkshire in UK. And I did the 5 level, and I became Chartered Marketeer. And when I became a Chartered Marketeer and I know about marketing, they talk about the 4 Ps, and then they added 3 Ps. And one of the P's they added in terms of service is the people element of the marketing mix. It's not the product, it's not the price, it's not the promotion, it's not the place, it's not the process, it's not the physical evidence. The people that kind of touched me. And I said, oh, people are the main ones. They are the one that makes the organization. They are the ones it's not the system, it's not the building. And I said, and I like this. Maybe in 10 years from now, I will establish my own, company dealing with developing people, developing a human. And luckily enough, in 2008, in the time where, the economic crisis, I resigned from, a C-level job. And my brother, I remember my elder, he said, you are crazy, you're leaving such a job. And I said, yeah, I want to sleep, in a good way. And it was the best decision I took to leave my job 9 to 5 and start my own business in terms of people development, enhancing performance, improving performance of organization. And this is something that really it came by accident, but I love it. I'm so passionate about it. And even sometimes I say, don't tell my customers that whatever I'm doing, I'm ready to do it for free.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you said you quit your job in 2008.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are scared.
Yes.
I'm still at my job, but
Yeah.
I'm debating whether I should
Yeah.
do it. But I'll eventually, do that. But how did you deal with like leaving your job? Like what type of challenges did you face?
It's the income. It went to like zero. I started luckily my wife was, helping, and the school, there's a lot of privilege you get from the job, the insurance, all of this goes, And just by resigning.
Mhm.
But eventually, because I was doing this work before as part-timer, so I was known in the market, especially with KIPS, for example, Kuwait Institute of Banking Studies. So I started, getting work. And my previous boss really helped me a lot. He would always, ask me, he would say, what do you have in you, Hamza? Come, and that's part of his support to me, to make me doing a workshop for his people and help me out a bit, especially as I start. And then within maybe, I would say within 3 years, I start making the same income that I used to make 9 to 5, but I work only seasonal, my work. Summer, I shut down. There's no work. Nobody works in summer. We work from now until, after Ramadan, April, May, and that's it. There's no work. And we use the summer for preparing, for renewing ourselves, renewing our brand, looking at, our programs, getting certification, learning more to prepare for the season. Yeah. So for me, is like, as I told you, it's the best decision I made. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess, I don't want our listeners to say, yeah, let me quit the job. But I was prepared. Like, I already had, this initiative in my mind, and I will quit one day. And already I've been trained to be a trainer and to be facilitator and to be consultant. So I had that, knowledge, because whoever comes as a trainer to the bank that I used to work in, or in the telecom, I would really learn from them. Like, I know one trainer, I even went and visited him in his house. He lives in Cyprus. I went to stay a couple of days with him in his house just to see how he develops the program, how he works. And he was very helpful to help me. So I had good mentors, I had good managers to learn from. So my situation maybe is different than, so you look at your situation and you try to make the best out of it. I made the best out of my situation because I wanted to quit, because I felt that, the culture, or the way work was done, was not aligned with my values, and I couldn't change my values to align with that culture. So I just said I better quit, and when I quitted, I immediately, opened the company, and I started working with the people that I know, my contact, and so on. And a little bit till I grew, from 2008 till now. It's like 17 years. That's a lot. That's, I didn't work anywhere for 17 years, only in my company. So I'm focused. I don't do anything else, only that. And when you're focused, and when everything works out, and you get the right people, you get to, the right mentor, the right coaches, and you learn from them, and you get the right companies. What's good about our work is, like, when you work by yourself, you choose who to work with, correct? It's not like, you have to work in that way or that way. No, you choose the company, the clients that you want to work with. And sometimes you fire the client. That's power, right? If the client has their values are different, it doesn't matches your value, or they're really, in a chaos, or something like this, you don't want to work with them because they bring your energy down. You get to select your client, and your client not necessarily in this market. You can find your client all over the world. That's the beauty about the business that we are in.
Especially, like, as you said, your business, dealing with humans on
Yes,
so many different levels.
of course.
You're wearing like different hats. You're dealing with people from marketing, people from let's say different departments, right?
Exactly.
So how do you make sure that you're delivering the right message to each different group?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, most of the training we do is based on training need analysis. For example, if I'm a client and I'm a company, or I'm a bank, or I'm a telecom, or oil sector, or a government body, uh, I have people, and those people have a certain task to accomplish and to achieve the goal for the organizations or the vision of the organization. Now, uh, they need skills to be able to achieve those goals. And those skills are identified by the training need analysis. So, for example, they need communications. They see the communications between the teams, or between the interdepartment communication is not happening. For example, the sales team feels that they are bringing the business and they are bringing the money, and the marketing team feels no, the customer, we own him because we made the product, we made the campaign, the marketing, the promotion. So they fight. And that's not good for the company. It's not good for, they're not working as a team. So you train the sales team to have the to communicate very well and to feel the importance, to change their mindset and to feel the importance of the marketing and the support that they get from marketing, and for the marketing team to be humble a bit and to communicate with the sales team in a proper way. And it's not like, we are the one. No, together we are doing the thing together as a company, no matter from which. Even the man who makes the coffee for us, he is part of the team, or the cleaner, he or she is part of the team. Therefore, when you have that mindset, you start working with each other under, maybe the foundation is the trust for that relationship, and then you grow. So to answer your question, most of the time they send us like a group of people. They want marketing fundamentals, for example. So all the team that comes, or the audience, they're all from marketing background. So you speak their language and you teach them marketing. The salespeople, no, you teach them process, how to sell, how to communicate, how to read the customer in front of them face to face or over the phone, and how to ask good questions. So you let the customer speak, so you understand where they come from, what's the pain points that they have, what do they need exactly. So you can present your solution or the product or the service that you are having to solve their problem, to solve their issue. Now, the marketing work have been done. Supposedly, the marketing work, if they are working in a professional way, they check the pulse of the market and they see what's their needs. And if they find like a big need, meaning a sizable or substantial market, they have a certain needs, and they would work on a solution to cover that needs. And they will, enhance it and make it into the process and how it is going to be sold. And so, be it service or even a product that trading, they bring it from wherever and they put a pricing on it, they package it in a nice way, and they sell it through different channels that they have, be it maybe it's a consumable, maybe it's the cooperative society, or in different shops, specialized depending on the product. And then the customer will see that promotion, meet on the street, on the digital media, and they say, oh, where is this? They say, okay, in this shop. And they would go, and then they get shocked because they want the product, but they see the people in the shop. They don't know how to talk. Sometimes the shop is dirty, so you feel like, you don't want to buy from this guy. So the marketing work has been spending a lot of money, but they didn't take care of the people who are going to receive those customers, who like the product, who needs it, who are willing to come and pay, but they are not trained. Sometimes the customer comes and you say, you have this product, and the shopkeeper doesn't know that they have this product. That's a disaster, right? So they need to communicate very well with each other. So, and then you have, for example, team of leaders, managers. Okay, they want to be trained on how to manage their team, how to lead their team, how to make their team cooperate rather than being having conflict or having, well, conflict is healthy sometimes because everybody has a voice and you hear their voice, but then at the end of the day they need to collaborate and go toward the goal, toward the vision of the organization. So you teach them how to lead people, how to have a mindset shift as a leader, as a manager, that you as a manager is not your people are more important than you. And the manager, when they feel that their people, from the work they have done or accomplished, that the organization pay them because of the work of their people. So if you have that mindset that I get paid from the results of my people, that means I have to take care of my people, right?
Mhm.
I have to develop them. If they need anything, I have to, take the obstacles. I have to put them in a good environment so they excel. I put them in the right track so they succeed. And that's an ability. And that's required a different mindset because, most managers, they were individual contributors. Now they are moving up the ladder and now they are controlling or they are managing. Controlling is a bad word, actually. Nobody needs to be controlled. But I mean, controlling the outcome maybe of the organization or of that department, because that department, no matter how small it is contributing somehow with the other departments to achieve the bigger vision. Even as country, we have a vision, and how the government and their workforce, how they are, whatever they are doing in a small uh, uh, small way, but all of them is like putting bricks together to build the wall.
Collaborating.
Collaborating to reach the country's vision, country's goal. And that's require a lot of communication because nobody likes change. And as a leader, I've never seen a successful leader who came to an organization and he didn't change anything. That, or a country even. A successful leader, but when they are did a change, did a leap, they took an organization or a country from one area to another area. And usually, as people, when we are comfortable in our seat, in our place, when we want to go somewhere else, we fear the unknown. We feel that we're gonna fail. And this is where the leader comes in with his voice, with his vision, and with his encouragement and motivations to tell them, yes, you can do it. And we see a lot of examples. For example, the smartphone. The when it first came, the the initiator, the R&D kept, for 2 years showing, a certain prototype. And he would say, no, this is not one. This is too difficult. I want only one button to do everything. And I just want to see, and I want to reach the app. I don't want to go to 2 steps. I want from 1 step to reach. And they kept going up and forth until they achieved the design that he or she wanted. And that's a leader. Or, for example, we all talk about Gandhi, for example. Gandhi, he was able to get rid of the invaders from being peaceful. Not even, taking a rock. He was the change. He was embodying the change that he wanted to see in the world, and he made a movement called peace and or nonviolent. Now they have nonviolent communication, nonviolent. It's all about a nonviolence, and that's move. It's really is about peace. It's about, feeling that we are a human. We come from the same source, and we should not, expect that, everybody's gonna be like me, and you enforce, your thoughts or your religion or your culture to others. And if anyone who are different than your cultures, then they are not good. Only you are good. That's not fair. I mean, imagine if we're all of us are the same, we look the same thing. Imagine, I cannot imagine it, of course, but imagine if the whole world, we are the same people, the same look, the same attitude, the same skills. It's crazy to think that way. The differences that we have in this world, it shows the beauty of the Creator God. It shows, how we are different and how we can collaborate no matter how different than we are, because we know that we are coming from the same source and we're going back to the same source.
Yeah, that's actually really beautiful. And then, as you said, like, the answer is not always violence and fighting with people. You can always reach a solution by being peaceful, as you said with Gandhi's example. So how you said you mentored people, and how do you feel when someone comes back to you and says something like, "You changed my life," or these things? How does it make you feel?
It makes you feel. See, we're in the old days, I used to feel like, wow, I'm good, But then you tend to say, oh, what is it? Is this an ego? And if it's an ego, it's not good. And you sometimes you get different feedback that you are nothing. Okay, how do you deal with that? So it should be knowing yourself to the when you know yourself very well. If you get an stimuli from external as feedback, a positive feedback, it's fine. Negative feedback, it's fine. The negative feedback is something that teaches you to change and to. So I started looking at it in that way, and it's much better to look into these things in that way. This will give you, the content from the inside, from within. You don't need any validation from anyone. And that's really, something requires a lot of work, because it's changing paradigm, and we're programmed for so long to look at life in a certain lenses, and now I want to change that lenses and look at life totally different. For example, we all should be grateful all the time. And being grateful is so fun, it's so good. Now, a lot of people, they say, how can we be grateful if this is something? I tell them, come on, just be grateful you're alive. You're breathing, you have legs that takes you somewhere, Be grateful just because you are chosen by the Creator, by Allah, to be on this planet, Earth, to experience this beauty. By itself, you don't need anything. And when you are grateful, you will be happy. And when you are happy, your emotions are good. When your emotions are good, you get, a good hormones and a good enzyme that comes from the brain. And then you start acting and behaving in a positive way. When you act and behave in a positive way, definitely, my friend, you will get good results or good outcome. So I'd say, knowing yourself is very important, and not really, looking for validations from external and people telling you, well done, and you become proud of yourself and you start walking like, this is not, this is not humanity. This is not a person who who wants to learn and who wants to have a legacy where he or she touches lives or hearts and transform organizations or individuals.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's interesting actually, because a lot of people are still searching for themselves, if that makes
Yes.
sense. Like they're still finding what their purpose, basically.
Of course,
which is
yeah.
actually, and I deal with that sometimes. I'm still like scanning,
Yeah.
and sometimes. But what do you say to these people that are still confused or still looking for their purpose? And
See, it's okay to be confused. It's okay to be aware that you are confused. The problem comes with those who are not aware. Now, awareness is the beginning, is the start. It's like you say, why am I here? Like, for example, the question of John Wright in the elevator, you want to be a banker or a marketeer? I never thought of that. Now, his question changed the rest of my life. Instead of, I used to look at the HR and training department. I said, these guys, they're doing nothing. We're bringing the business, we're doing everything. And they are looking at who's absent, and they give you leaves and they give you salary. They're not doing much. I didn't understand HR back then. Only when I studied marketing, I saw the importance of the people. Only then I found out the purpose of HR, why human resources exist in organization, to take care of the people, to know that they are the main asset of that organization, take care of them, develop them so they can, have a different attitude, a better attitude, and they excel in their work and achieve the goals and finish the task to achieve the goals that for the organization. So to answer your question, to find your purpose is very important. And our friend Simon Sinek, he has a nice book called Find Your Why. And in that book, even anybody can get the from Google, Find Your Why, and there is a PDF that takes you in certain questions to dig deep down and to find your purpose. Your purpose should be something that you love doing. If you find something that you love to do, and especially when we talked about the young people who are just starting, it's good to make mistakes and to try different ideas and different work and different until you find your purpose. And it's usually something that you're willing to do anytime. You don't feel like, oh, this is work. No, you feel like you want to do it even for free. You want to do it because you love it. And that's, something that you should aim to have it as the rest of your life as a business. Because in business, we're always solving somebody else's problems. And when you are solving problems, then everybody has a problem they want you to solve. They come to you, they're willing to exchange for the value with money and that you give. So finding your why is basically asking the questions, who am I? And that's a deep question,
very deep,
and many people don't ask it, and they are afraid to ask it sometimes. And we are, sometimes we feel, oh, I am Hamza, my father is so and so, and my mother is so and so, and I studied in this, and I say the CV. That's not us, really. We are much more than this, and whatever we are, the name that we have, the religion that we have, the culture we have, we did not choose it. We inherited it, and it was forced on us. And once you start being adult, you want to see, what's your purpose, why God selected you as a person to be on this planet Earth. That's a deep thing. And you are a soul. And you're in the soul world, you are eternal. You don't die. The soul don't die. Only the body dies, when somebody say, طلعت روحه, because the soul has gone up. and the body only dies. So when you see yourself as not that body, not this name, it's like you are killing the ego, huh? And you are more than that. You are pure soul, peaceful, loveful, and knowledgeable, and all the good quality that we have, and that makes you elevated, and you see people in a different way. You see the plants in a different way. You see the animals, planet Earth in general, in a different way. You start to protecting it and to take care of it, and to take care of people, spreading love. And spreading love means, giving a smile. Anybody that you look at, just smile. And that smile, no matter what that person, young, small, worker, whatever, just smile to these souls and treat them as souls. Don't differentiate by, this guy is like, he is hierarchy, he's in the top level, so you salute him, and the person who is low level, you kind of, you don't deal with him probably. No, these are all people, and they're all have been selected by God to be on this planet Earth. And who am I to judge them? I should respect them all and give them the benefit of the doubt, and always start, to help and spread love and look at them in a good way, without judgment, because the judge is God only.
Yeah, that's actually very deep.
Yes.
Yeah, and when you think about it, it's like, as you said, like everything comes back to people and human behavior, basically, like everything we see, and like all different businesses, all over the place. Yeah. It all comes down to people and how we treat each other and how we see each other. Yeah, and it's like a whole new awareness, as you said, like to think about people like they are chosen. Mm-hmm. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they are chosen. Yeah. The way they were born, it's actually it's like 1 in a billion chance, maybe.
Yes. And, absolutely. And I mean, would I ask, did you choose to be here on this planet Earth?
Nope.
Okay. Did you ask your parents why they brought you?
No. I think
there is this story. Yeah. The guy, he wanted to buy a car, and his parents said, "No, this is very expensive." He said, "I want to buy a car. Why did you bring me to this planet Earth? Why did you bring me? You brought me. You're responsible on buying me the car." Then the father looked at him. He said, "I wasn't. I didn't ask to be born as well."
Okay. That's crazy. Yeah. Let's talk about the difference between, you said mind and brain.
Yes.
They are 2 different things.
Yes.
Can we know more about that?
There are many scholars that we see in YouTube and, in big conferences. They don't understand the difference between the brain and the mind. They use them as one. They talk about the brain, they mean the mind, and the mind, they mean the brain. It's the same thing, but they are totally different. The brain is in our scalp. It's the physical. The mind is not physical. And for the research I made myself, I am really close to say that the mind is in the heart. Okay? And the mind is the most powerful, because the mind is the one that brings the thoughts and scanning the world, scanning for dangers, and imagine stuff, imagination, visualization is very important skills to have for all of us, because anything in this life, it was imagined by someone and then manifested and was created in this physical world. So the mind is the part where we visualize and imagine things, imagine solutions, imagines products, services to help others. And so the mind is totally different than the brain, and the brain listens to the mind and the heart. The brain, they taught us in school that the brain is everything, and okay, yes. But I always see the heart is more important than the brain, and the brain is the servant for the heart, because the heart gives instructions to the brain and the brain obeys. The brain is a process. In the old days, they taught us in school that the heart is a pump. No, the heart, yes, it pumps, but it's not only a pump. It has memory, it has so many things in it. And we've forgotten about the heart. And I believe, when I researched this, I saw that when you love someone, you see them in a totally different way. And the brain functions in a totally different way. The same person, if you start hating them, okay, then the heart changes, the feeling changes, and then the hormones that you get from the brain changes. It's no longer, like hormones like the oxytocin. No, you get cortisol and all these bad hormones. So there is a connection between the heart to the brain, and that connection we should really, study and identify and try to be in the heart and really, really, come here in this space. There is a lot of nice chemicals instead of, always being in the brain. And if you are within your heart and you feel it, you kind of you would have emotional intelligence. You can control your emotions. In a way that you can be happy all the time. It's the thoughts that affects your heart or affects your feeling or your emotions. So when you change your thoughts, you change your life. There's a lot of books. There's an old classic book, What a Man Thinketh. Or there is Viktor Franklin's story about, when he was jailed, and for 6 years he survived the occupation or being, prisoner of war. He was in a hole on the ground, and he was hidden with, he can get air, that's it. But he started using his mind. Doing what? He loves golf, but he was not a professional golfer. So he would, imagine in his mind and visualize that he's playing golf. Okay. When he we got freed, there was an open champion, tournament. He participated, he won. He won. Just by using his mind. And he survived the 6 years, because he was, using his mind. Others were dead because they, couldn't imagine their way out, or couldn't imagine doing something to pass the time in something useful they're doing. So time goes by, and they're doing something useful. So they feel that they have accomplished, and that's different. They feel content, they feel happy because they have done something, rather than just surrendering and sitting in jail like this. Thinking bad and thinking, oh, we're gonna die. Of course, you're gonna die.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the whole idea of the power of thoughts.
Yes.
And I think it's like a muscle, because sometimes you will feel bad for no reason.
Yes.
But it's a muscle where you train yourself how to feel good for no reason as well.
Absolutely. It's like motivation. Motivation, it's fluctuates. Sometimes you're in a good mood, sometimes you are but you can choose your attitude. You can choose it by smiling, by going walking or running, or instead of sitting, standing up, so doing some stretching. So, or put good thoughts, remember good things, positive things. You can change your physiology. I mean, you're aware about the placebo effect. That's by itself. It shows us that the mind is so strong, and the mind can make us or can break us depending on what we put in that mind. It's the story of Einstein when he was dropped out from school. The school thought that he was not good for school. He was, below average or something like this. So they wrote a letter confidential to his. He took the letter to his mother, and his mother, when she read it, she said, "I'm sorry, my boy, you are so clever for them. Therefore, you're gonna study at home. I'm gonna teach you, the school at home because you're way more clever than him." After she died, he found out from the boxes, he started taking her things, and he saw the letter. When he read it, it says that he was not good. He's not fit enough to be in school. He's so bad that he's not fit enough. Now, if his mother told him this, would it have been Einstein? No, we wouldn't have heard of Einstein. No. Mm-hmm. It's like another story on placebo or the power of the mind is a guy in the high school. He was like not caring about school. He was like, playing, always skipping school and doing this, and being Mr. Strong, in the class, and in America they prepare them for a standard exam, especially when they are about to graduate. They prepare them for standard exam, and they make them take the exam before even finishing the high school. So they prepare for the university. So he took the exam, the standard exam, as part of the curriculum of the high school. And when they got the result in the post, he had taken a good grade, like unexpected, better than the good student. So his mother said, "I'm sure you cheated in the exam. How did you get the score?" He said, "Mom, I can't cheat. I can't see. I cannot. It's the questions are so many and the time is so limited. You only can, and there are people watching. You cannot even look right or left. So I didn't cheat." He said, "You made this?" He said, "Well, it's my name on it. I got it." So that shifted the way he think. He thought he was smart. And then he started going to school, sitting in the front, talking to the teachers. The teachers start supporting him because he was really lousy. And now he's very much, feeling, the importance of what he's learning. And he was like interactive with the teacher and doing his homework. To cut the story short, he passed the high school. And with his grade, he got accepted in the university. He graduated as a lawyer. And he became one of the good lawyers, in one of the firms. And after like 7 years or so, they do auditing on the standard test. And that year, he was one of 7 or 5 that they got the score wrong. So he didn't have that score, okay? But imagine, because only he thought in his mind that he got that score, he started studying and he started doing well, and he became one of the good lawyers. So that's the power of mind, and it's very important that we focus on our mind.
Exactly. Like adding to that,
Yeah.
I think people around you influence how you think and how you feel, and
Definitely, the environment. Yes,
the environment. Yes. As you said, like Einstein's mother.
Yes,
like. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that didn't have this, let's say, this advantage, it's because of the environment they're in. 100%.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're always down and you're not feeling well, it's most probably the environment that you're living in.
True.
Basically.
True. And the way you think.
Yeah.
Look at your thoughts.
Exactly. That's like.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to eliminate things, that's probably one of the.
Yes.
And even if you think that, I'm powerful, no one is going to affect me or whatever, it will still come
subconsciously.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Tebow effect. What is it about?
Yeah. Okay. The Tebow effect is a framework that I have developed from my observations is that T stands for thoughts, our thoughts, and the E stands for our emotions. And that's T, Bo. B is our behavior, and O is the outcome. And it's a model like it's circular. Okay, so your thoughts, okay, dictates your feeling, your emotions, and your emotion impacts your behavior. And behavior gives you the result or the outcome that you have. So if you are thinking in a negative word, I'm not good, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, your emotion will be the same. It will affect your emotions. And then your emotions will affect your behavior or influence your behavior or impact your behavior. You'll behave in that way that you are not enough. And then you get the outcome that you are not enough.
Exactly as we just explained right now, like the whole
Exactly.
process of, yeah.
Exactly. And your outcome will eventually, it will affect your thoughts again. So you go into that cycle. That's why you see people who are winning, they're spiraling up. And people who are failing, they're failing, they're spiraling down because of their thoughts. They're thinking negative. They're thinking, I'm not enough, or who I am to do this, or to be in podcast Journey to the Summit. Yeah. And that's basically, it's you say sometimes, who am I? I'm not capable to be in this journey to the summit, in the podcast Journey to the Summit. It's too big for me. And of course, if you come with that feeling, your behavior will be terrible, and then the outcome will be same, terrible. So it is how you think. And I always use Raham Haragi, since we are talking about Journey to the Summit. Raham Haragi, she's a young Saudi girl from a conservative family. She managed to reach Mount Everest, the summit. Now imagine how many men, strong men, muscled men, they couldn't reach. They quit. Or some people, they died. They didn't even made it. But this young lady, she was determined to show to herself and her community and her family that she is able. What she got out of the result? She became Nike spokeswoman. They pay her certain money to become their ambassador or their opinion leader for the Middle East, at least. So that's an achievement. That's a lady that shows us that in her mind she had the determination to reach the summit. So, and I always say, what a man can do, another can. Meaning, and here, excuse me, what I mean by man, I mean human, whether male or a female. In the contrary, I think the female achieves much better than male these days.
I agree.
Yes, yeah. I do. That's what I witnessed in my journey. So you see, anybody who reached a certain level, anyone else can reach a certain level, provided you know the process. You have to know the process. You have to know how this person got there, okay? And you just mock there, but don't like copy and paste. Be yourself. Be genuine, because you're unique by yourself, and don't be another person. Like even Oprah. Oprah is another good example. She was rejected. She said they were telling her, you are not fit, not for radio because of your voice, not for TV because you're the way you look. But Oprah made a phenomenon in the media world, because she was determined, and she has a story that she tells about herself when she was copying one of the elite commentator on TV, and she had a prompter that she was reading off, and the country Canada came out, and she read Canada as Canada, because she was like full of herself. She was thinking about what people are going to say about me, and I have to be looking good, like what's her name. So she couldn't be herself and she read Canada as Canada. And when she did that, she started laughing at herself and she became herself. And that's when people started, or the audience started loving her and connected with her, because she was her authentic self. And that's a lot to learn from, really. Yeah.
I mean, you're already beautiful as yourself.
Yes.
You don't have to copy anyone.
Really, everybody is beautiful in their own, way. They're all unique. We all have different, fingerprint, and we all are here for a reason, to create a legacy, no matter where we are positioned and what is our role in this life. We all have a role. The roles are complementing each other. We need just to understand what's our role in this world and, pursue that role.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Actually, it's like it's a fact. Actually,
Yes.
like you have to love yourself.
Yep.
If you don't love yourself, nobody's gonna help you. Basically,
فقد الشيء لا يعطيه, definitely.
Exactly. Let's talk about breathing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's like there are different types of breathings and the way you can feel and these things.
Yeah.
Tell us what you know.
Okay, breathing is a good journey for me, and
it's not just like oxygen and these things. No, we're talking about different, levels.
It's what we do automatically. Everybody breathes, right? And since we came out to this world from our mother's womb, we started breathing. And there is a philosophy for breathing. Like, it's not, we're doing it automatically, so we're not feeling the joy of the breath, and we're not feeling the power that we get out of this breath. Our breath is our life, and when we take it for granted, and sometimes we breathe from our mouth, not from our nose, and that's wrong to breathe from. Now, there are techniques to breathe from our mouth, but when you are sleeping and you are opening your mouth and you're breathing from your mouth, the right breath should be from your nose, because that's the right way to breathe. Because we breathe automatically, so we take it for granted. And I learned some way, I think it was, Jim Rohn, or maybe Dan Wire, I don't recall exactly, but I learned that when you focus on your breath, meaning breathing consciously or breathing deliberately, like, you feel the air coming into your lungs expand, your tummy expand. You see the little baby, when they are asleep, their tummy goes up and down when they are sleeping. That's the correct breath. That comes with us like this. But somehow, as we grow older, we started breathing shallow, very shallow, as if we are buying this air. God gave us abundance of this air for all of us, for humanity, for the plants, for the sea, for the fish, for the plants, for everything. The air is there. You don't go to, supermarket to buy air. And that's, you should, feel that and take the breath the right way, deliberately, and fill your stomach. Don't feel like, as if you are, paying money for it. No, take it with abundance. Take it in, and it will give you power, and then you release it slowly. When you do that, I felt that it kind of, I feel some blissful moment that my mind is clear. There are no thoughts. Some research now, they say we think 60,000 thoughts a day. My God, that's a big number. I don't know. Don't ask me how they calculate it, but apparently that's what the research says. 6,000 up to 60,000, and 80% of those thoughts are repeated, and 90% of those repeated thoughts are negative. Imagine what we have put in our mind, and we are used to it. Like, we go to Majlis or Duwaniya, or we immediately we start talking in a certain way. Somebody's sitting with us, when he leaves or she leaves, we started talking about her. That's not good. That's bad thing we are doing. But we're not realizing, because we are always in our thoughts. For example, I used to get upset and I get triggered, very much so, especially, in the car when I see somebody eating sandwich and throwing their garbage out. I would knock and I would try to stop them, to talk to them, and to give them a lecture about keeping Kuwait clean. But then I said, I am hurting myself, and these guys, they don't care. They don't give a damn. And why am I hurting myself? Why am I, looking at these things? Let me look at the positive things. Let me focus on what's going on good. Those people who didn't throw their garbage in the street, and change my mindset so I am more relaxed and I'm not, upset or, getting triggered. And, when you get triggered, the other people, somebody, sometimes they cut you off in the car without signaling, and sometimes, they shock you. You are about to have an accident, you put the brake on, and they're gone. But it takes you the whole day. You're thinking about them, and you're saying, "Oh, I should have done this," and I put full stop, change the page, and live your life. This is one thing that happened. Why am I complaining? And everybody I see, I tell them about the story. I go to my parents, I go to my sisters, I go to my friends. Oh, listen, what happened to me today? I grabbed somebody. This is wrong. And we all do it. I do it, okay? And I'm trying to teach myself to let the people for their creator. Who am I to change the world? I must change myself. I have to look at myself, and I have to, become better than yesterday. I have to develop myself, and when I develop myself, I can, help others. But if I'm weak, if I'm getting triggered, how can I help my family members, my loved ones, my friends, the community, my country? How can I do that? I can't. So it starts from within, it starts from us, and start from each individuals taking care of themselves, loving themselves, so they can spread love and touch hearts.
Exactly, and you're only hurting yourself when
Yes.
when you're having these
Yes.
bad negative thoughts.
Yes. We always complain, my friend. Always, we are very much good in complaining and finding some wrong thing. You travel, you hear people talking, oh, this has happened. يعني الفocus مالنا on the negative. And I think this is programmed by the media, because the media, they will not show you in the news something good happening. To get viewers, they have to show you something bad. I remember during the invasion, after Kuwait liberation, we went to Bahrain, a friend of mine, to buy some stuff before Ramadan. And when we went to Bahrain, I met my friend Naif, and he was like hugging me and kissing me, and he said, he was looking at me like in a weird way. I said, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? He said, I want to see, you're not touched, nothing happened to you? You didn't have any bullets on your body? I said, no. Why are you saying this? I survived the 7 months. I'm lucky. I consider myself the luckiest person on earth. My friend Khalid, they killed him in front of his mother. But I survived. And he said, no, because what we see in the news, we always saw the houses are burned, killing people and hanging them. It's true, that happened. But not everywhere. In certain areas, and certain people, they get taken to, prisons, and, a lot of people. And we came close to, so many calls, but, we survived. And that taught me that media, they only focus on the negative stuff, and that's programs us. If we're looking always, you wake up, you look at the newspaper or you look at the news. That's not a good thing to start your day with. Uh, it's like, they're forcing you to see certain things and to feel certain way. No, I want to demand my way on how I want to live, and I dictate how my day will start from the first, when I open my eyes. I Ahmed Rabbi, I remember God, I remember, all the grateful things that are with me and in me, and I wake up in that. Don't look at the social media, don't look, at least you give yourself an hour after you have breakfast, your tea and stuff. Maybe you look at, WhatsApp or other, social media, and don't start your day straight to the mobile, straight to the news, because that's like, like making other people's life come to your life and dictating your life. No, you want to have your own life.
Yeah, exactly. Especially as you said, like when you wake up, your mind is like clear and everything.
Clear, yeah.
And the minute you take your phone out,
yeah,
all the negative emotions just start showering you. You know.
Yeah. And the funny part is, like, people post on these social media. They don't post their problems. They always post, the best versions of themselves, or the best corner. How I look like this better, or I look like this better, and they show always. And the people who are especially young, they don't know. They are not, aware about these things. They say, "Oh, these guys are living this life, and I'm living this life. My life is not worth it. I should be like them." Who told you that their life is like this? It's all filtered. So many layers are there. And don't think life without challenges. Life, it's always have challenges. And challenges are beautiful in life. They are the ones that makes us stronger. It's like when you go to the gym, you carry, iron and, to build your muscle. To build your personality, you have to have these challenges in life. And you have to go through those challenges, because those are the ones that make you strong and ready for the next step.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Let's move to the other topic.
Yes.
You said something about managing people and developing them. There's a huge difference. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, see, there always, they talk about, when we talk about management, we talk about leaders. And there is a difference between a manager and a leader. In what way? The manager always thinking about the system, about, getting the goal, about controlling their people, about, just giving them orders. Where the leaders is the type of manager that sees the potential in others and try to grow them, and sees one person from the team that he has a certain skills. So he developed that skills to make them experts, so they can teach other about these skills. So they feel that they have input, they have voice, they are a contributor to the team. And that feeling makes them feel that they own this company, or they're involved, and they become more committed for the success of this company that they work on, or the job that they are in. So leaders are the ones who are encouraging, who are showing us the light at the end of the tunnel. So we follow them, and we want to reach the light, or we want to reach the goal. The manager is doing things the right way. The leaders are doing things right. And there is, a slight difference, although they overlap. So leaders always think of developing their team. And as John C. Maxwell, 5 levels of leaders, a leader always starts with a position. For example, we are a team together working, and then one of us is chosen to become a team leader, okay, or a manager. There's a vacancy, the manager goes to another department or he gets promoted, then another person from the team they select to become the manager. Now this manager has to understand that his or her role have changed from being an individual contributor to being a manager, and they have to develop their team. So they gradually become having a relationship with their team, good relationship. Then they become a permission leader, meaning, I do the work for my manager because I want to, not because I have to. In the position stage, I have to do it because I'm afraid if I don't do it, he will fire me, or he will not accept my leave next week. And then we reach the results, by results. So no one, I think, want to be in a team that is always failing. We want to be a team that is winning. Even as much as a country, you want your country to win, right? You want your country to develop and expand and become better. Same thing. So when you get the results, you want to develop your people. So when you reach level 4, which is people development, only here where you get to become a pinnacle leader, where people will salute you when they see you. Why? Because you're working for somebody or some organization for 3 years, 5 years. And if you don't gain any skills, any new mindset, why are you working there? So who grows you, who develops you is your manager. And your manager is his role is to move you from not knowing how to do certain things to being an expert of doing that thing. He has to coach you, he has to give you directions, give you support, and move you a bit by bit until you become an expert in that skill or that task. And every manager should want all his people to be expert in the task they're doing. Why? Because it will relieve him. He will be looking at the environment, not going into the details, nitty-gritty, because all his people are professionals on whatever they are about to do. Then even the communication become easier with them. So that's the real manager who develop their people, and we all had managers that develop us. And now my ex-managers, I would want for them to ask me for any favor, because they have done me so many favors that I want to go and do anything for them if they need me. Okay. Similarly, I have done so many good things for my people, and now even I don't work in the same organization. With a phone call, I can call anybody who is in IT and they can help me. Why? Because I treated them very well and I made them grow in their work. Okay. So they feel like, they have to give me back something of what I give. And that's the real leadership is to give people, to make them succeed, to make them winning, and then they will follow you anywhere and they will love you forever. Be it a school teacher, be it a father, be it a mother, be it a brother, be it a friend. Anyone can be a leader from that sense, in terms of, for me, I still learn from my youngest. My youngest gives me feedback all the time, and her feedback are right, and I say, oh, thank God that I have a daughter like this who gives me feedback so I can correct myself, so I can develop myself.
Yeah, it goes way beyond jobs and
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone can be a leader.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Anyone can be a leader, of course.
Exactly. And if you know something, if you can help people with something, just do it. As you mentioned,
Yes.
people will remember you, and they will always be thankful.
Kafi yad'ulek. They pray for you.
Yeah, praying for you is like a major thing.
And we talk, like we as people, we talk. For example, if I have a bad manager, when I go home, I'm going to talk about him or her. You know, they did this, they did that. So you want people to talk to you in what way? You know?
Exactly.
And behave in that way, then people talk about you in the way you behave.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually very important. Like everything spreads.
Yes.
Everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, and let's move to the advice section.
Yeah.
How do you help people break free from self-doubt? That's a big one.
Yeah. That's a big one. And we all, by the way, we all have limiting beliefs. And it comes from the first 7 years of our childhood. The first 7 years, we don't have a conscious mind. Okay, anything that we hear, anything that we see, we just consume it. Okay, so and then when year 7 happened, we start having a conscious mind, and then we develop the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. So as children, we are totally dependent. We learn things from others, from the surrounding, from the community, and be it negative or positive, we take it. And that will affect us, you know, because it goes in the programming of the subconscious. Even on our adulthood, we will behave in a certain way. And if we are not conscious about it, if we are not aware, we will continue doing the same thing. And, you know, I've been talking to people, for example, and they say, no, Hamza, I'm like this all my life. I get angry very fast. And I said, okay, aren't you willing to change that? He said, no, I can't. Now, if you say I can't, of course you will not. But if you want and you say I can, you will. By the grace of God, you will change. You'll change for the better, especially if you know that getting angry is not strength, is weakness. You don't want to stay weak. You want to have a control on your remote control. Don't give your remote control to everybody and they put you off or turn you off or turn you on or increase your volume or decrease your volume. No, I am a human being. I have the right to control my emotions, to control how I do things, how I think, how I behave, and how I feel. So in that manner, in that mindset, okay, that you need to shift your mindset and to say, yes, I'm able, instead of saying, no, I'm not able. And by just saying that I'm able, it's like as if you are telling the universe, telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you want these solutions to happen and you can. And if you think you can, you can. So it's what you think, again, what you put in your thoughts. If you change the way you thought, everything changes. So that's I don't know. Did I answer your question?
You did in a way.
Yeah.
As we said, like doubt, when someone doubts themselves, it's always connected to the thought that they had.
Yes. Yeah. Because see, for example, in my childhood, my father told me, "Don't look at me." And he's like shouting at me, and I'm little, and he's tall, and he's looking, and I'm doing something wrong, and he's shouting at me, and I look at him, and I said, "You're looking at me?" And would I look down, you know? And I took that as a respect for an older people. So whenever I talk to an older people, you know, I look down. Is that good? It's bad. It's not respecting. If you want to respect people when they talk to you, you have to look them in the eye as part of if active listening. Okay, you cannot look down and while they are talking to you, as if you're saying, "I don't want to talk to you," right? So it came into, you know, from childhood, and I took it up to university. Okay, that I don't look at people. But then when I became like working as a professional person in the bank, no, I have to look at people. I have to, no matter what their age and stuff. So I changed, okay? So being aware, you know, and saying what a man can do, another can. Yes, I did it. You can do whatever. we're built in such a way. We're different creature as a human. We're not trees. We're not animals. We're totally different. We are the only creation on this planet Earth that thought of going to the moon, or thought of all these gadgets that we have to simplify our life, to have to condition the environment to suit us. You know, the bear in the winter, they have a lot of fur to protect them from the cold, right? We don't have that, but we created clothing for the winter to warm us up, and so we adapt. We adapt. We are a human being, and we can adapt, and we can reach anything. Story of Raham Hariri, or any story of those people who made it, so we are created to create. So, and we have the capability in our brain, in our mind, in our heart, in all our cells. We can do anything we want to do, provided we want to. Now, if you want to, then, and knowledge now with the internet and with digitalization, knowledge is everywhere. You can Google it, you can get it from AI, whatever. You can gain knowledge in anything to be specialized, to be excellent at, to be professional at, and you can teach yourself. You don't need, as an adult, you don't need anybody to teach you, because the information are widely available.
Yeah, exactly. I like the way you put it, as you said, like it's always like a thought.
Yes.
You need to like control that thought.
Yes, that's the mindset. That's the mindset. The mindset is what makes us. And as I said, this is the power of the mind. Our mind. And we don't know. We don't know where is the mind. We never talk about the mind. We conflict the mind with the brain. We think it's here. And sometimes they say it's the software of the brain, and so many distraction about the mind. And the mind, in the Holy Quran, there are a lot of verses about the mind and the heart, more than the brain, and it equates it with the heart, really, and the feeling and the emotions. So it always goes back to the thoughts. The thoughts, what you put in your mind, you make it. Your life. If you visualize it, if you can see it in your mind eye, it can happen.
And it's actually crazy. I had a lot of these, similar situations before, and you can call me crazy. I don't care. So, like when I envision something,
yes,
it will come, even if it's like after months or years, and it will come because I manifested it.
Yes,
basically, it's like a power of manifestation in a way.
It's a prayer. It's a prayer. You are telling God, once you visualize it, you're telling God, I want this, and God will help you achieve that.
Exactly. And there's a thing where they say you should feel it.
Yes,
you should feel it.
The emotion is very important.
Yeah, yes. You should feel it before it comes.
Yes,
and it will come to you. Basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
The emotion, that means you want it so bad.
Yeah.
So you put the emotion in it, and you visualize yourself as if you already had it. Like, Muhammad Ali, when he was 18, he was not the greatest. He started saying, I am the greatest. That's his word. He didn't say, I will be the greatest. No. He said, I am the greatest. And look, who is Muhammad Ali? Everybody knows him, right? Okay. He became the greatest.
Yeah, he is actually in boxing. Yeah. Let's go to the other question.
Yes.
What's your advice for people that are in the consulting business, consulting or coaching business? Yes. What do you tell them? Like how should they treat people, and how should they reach out to people, basically?
See, we are in the people business. Be it we are managers or leaders or coaches or consultants. So you have to love people. genuinely love people, and you don't judge. Because I judged a lot in my life, in my journey. And most of the time, the judgment is wrong. It's totally wrong. I think, oh, this person is so and so, and I have, imagination about that person. And then when comes the real thing, I say, oh, why did I think about him this way? Hmm? So, don't judge. Listen to people, find out what they need, okay, and help them achieve it. And that's, it requires emotional intelligence, require good listening skills, require you love people. Because when you love people, they love you back. And I used to want everybody to love me. Nobody will love you until you love them first. So it starts from us. Love people, they love you back. And if you love people, you will connect with them heart to heart, and you will be able to influence them and put them in the right track to succeed. And if you do it once, you do it twice, you do it the third time, and it becomes a habit for you, where you are able to make people win and make them succeed, whether you are a coach, trainer, or a consultant. And that's, the basic, advice. If you don't like people, don't be in this business. Go work behind the closed doors, operations and computers, doing something else. This business is all about loving others and loving people and wanting, from the heart, wanting others to succeed. And you have the tools. You use so many tools, through our studies and stuff. We have frameworks, we use tools, we use observation, we see the people, we interview them, and we see their weaknesses, their strength, and we, focus on their strength. Because we all have weaknesses. Nobody is perfect. Only the Creator is the perfect. We all have our weaknesses. And God created us this way. You know why? To become interdependent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because some people they feel that they are independent. You cannot be independent.
We need each other.
We need each other, definitely. There are some people, they live alone in the mountain and stuff to be enlightened. Oh man, to be enlightened, you have to face people and be around the people, because that's the challenge that you have, because people have different mindset. And our problems, our issues in our work is when we work with people, because everybody comes from different background. Everybody has their own ways of thinking, of the way they do things. So you need to understand all of that to help them grow and succeed.
Exactly. And let's talk about more about, other than loving them.
Yes.
How can you boost their confidence? What are things that you can do to unlock people's confidence?
See, you have to know confidence comes from knowing yourself and knowing your capability. So when you are able, you're more confident. If you lack confidence, that means you don't have the ability. Confidence comes with your ability to do things, because you've done it so many times. So you're flexible, and you're adaptable, and you can do it many times over and over again. It's like, when you first got your car, you are not confident about yourself. You don't know how to drive. You are focusing on so many things, and the more you do it, your ability increase, and then you drive the car subconsciously, and you don't know. You reach the place, your destination, and you say, how did I get here? I wasn't aware. And that's your subconscious coming in to protect you, because otherwise, God forbid, you'll have an accident. So your subconscious, because of the repetition, is taking over and driving. So you can reach anywhere you want, provided that you want to, and you repeat, the things that you are doing until you become able, and you do it automatically, and that gives you confidence in yourself. Sometimes very simple stuff. For example, making your own bed. Okay. Not relying on others, making your own coffee. Small, subtle stuff. But if you do it with loving way, it builds your confidence and builds your motivation. And motivation is fluctuating, as we talked about, but the disciplined people and the winners knows that motivation is fluctuate. And sometimes talking about myself, sometimes say, oh, I'm not in a good mood, I need to be motivated to do the thing, and I procrastinate and keep on, no, the book is not ready yet, I'll do it some other time. No, I have to take care of some bills and stuff, and I delay. It becomes like a stepchild, you don't want it. But I learned that when you take action, when you are really down and you're not motivated, you don't want to do it, just take action. Take the first step. Do the thing that you need to do, then motivation will come because you took action. But staying until you get motivated to take the action, that's not going to work. So, flip it and take action. Always take action. Do the movement and start. Take one step, and God willing will help you to continue the
and
rest.
fix as you're moving.
Yes,
basically.
yes. And you get motivated. You get more confidence as you learn. Because see, even in learning, in terms of learning or people development, as Blanchard says, we go through 4 development levels to become expert in whatever. You want to learn skiing, you want to become a minister. There is a way. You have to go to certain douaniers and stuff, for example, if you want to be a minister. But if you want to water ski, okay, you don't know how to water ski, but you want to. Now, because you want to, your commitment is high, but your competency is low because you don't have the competency. You haven't done it before. So when you jump in the water, they give you the life jacket and you want to wear those sticks, So you put your legs on and you hold the thingy, and they will pull you, and they will pull you wrongly, and you'll fall. And you start, getting to the mechanics of it, and then you pull yourself up little by little. You move from, commitment is high. Your commitment goes low, but your competency goes up because you learned something new. Now, your commitment went down because you didn't know that it will be difficult. But because you have a coach, somebody who's helping you, who's directing you, who's supporting you, who's telling you, yes, you can, try again, okay? And relax and let's do it another time. You move to become, now your commitment is higher and your competency is higher. Until you reach the place that your commitment is high and your competency is high. When your commitment is high, your competency is high, you have the confidence and you can do it. You don't need anyone's help. And that's a role, again, of a leader, of a manager with his people. That's a role of a father or a mother for their children, and so on.
To basically sharpen their skills.
Yes.
Actually, yeah.
And how do you get sharp? How do you get the diamond? There is a lot of pressures and heat and cutting and certain, angles to bring it to become, a nice diamond. Similarly, us, when we go into this life, all the obstacles that comes to us are the shaping us. They're shaping us. Or the challenges that comes to our life are blessing. So if you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. If you see them as obstacles, they'll be but if you see them as challenging, as things for you to grow, then you look at them in a different way and you welcome them. And if you welcome them, your behavior toward them, your mindset toward them is totally coming from different angle, from different background. You will succeed, definitely, and God will be with you. God doesn't want us to suffer. God wants us to be happy. God wants us to excel. God wants us to live life in abundance and in fun, and that's how I found out how to live, for example.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually beautiful the way you said it. Let's move to the other question about AI.
Yes.
What do you think about how AI is going to shape, the future?
AI, we have to be very careful of AI But see, I have mixed feelings, okay? First, I say, in the beginning, we were riding horses and camels to transport. And then came somebody and discovered the wheel. So we put the wheels and we put, a coach like Cinderella's, and we sit there, and then the rider, he hits the horses and the horses run, and we reach destinations. And then somebody came with the compulsion engine, okay, and we created the car, okay. So we are now, instead, we don't use the horses or horses for recreations, and even camels now is for recreation. So we use the car, and we need a driver, and we need skill to drive, so how to drive. Coming soon is the autonomous car. The skill of driving the car is not needed. It's not needed. So we evolved. We evolved from the horse to driving the car, and now we're coming to an autonomous car that doesn't need a driver, and we're adapting to that. So it is in a way that we as a human, we adapt, okay, and maybe the AI, it came in the right time for maybe not our age, for maybe generation Z or generation X, okay. These people or these children have lived their life in that era, in that period, and we should learn from them, because this is their life, not ours. We had our life. I'm talking about my age, okay. So the idea is they will be ready for this. We might be scared of what's going to happen. Some people are afraid of it's going to take their job. For example, if you know an X-ray doctor who analyzes the X-ray and identify the illness through the X-ray. Now, an AI can do a better job than the doctor, okay? I used to say, even, in the old days, there was no ATM machine. You have to go to the bank and write a paper and sign it like a check, and one man will count the money, even doesn't have machine, count it by hand, and then give you the money. And then, they built this ATM as a solution, okay? Now, 24 hours it's open, it doesn't get sick, it's better than the cashier, right? But the cashier himself have evolved. He took another position, okay, another position. It's like, I remember when we first enforced the email in the bank, the secretaries were afraid. They said, no, they will kick us out. I said, no, they will not kick you out. You will have, their job have evolved. They have different roles to play, not only typing, memos and stuff, because the email replaced that. So they evolved, and they had different. And even us as a human, we will evolve in AI. But the problem with AI is it can teach itself, okay? And one day it will have information more than us, okay? And if we rely on it in everything that we do, we lose some stuff. For example, now, in the old days, we know each other's number by heart. So we have memory that we play with the telephone numbers, and we remember the numbers. Once we had the phones, the mobiles and stuff, we put the number on the phone, and then we forget. We don't remember the numbers. We don't need to remember the numbers. So that took, a task that we used to have to work our brain, to build the new neurons in our brain, is gone. So what we need to do, other stuff. We need to do things to work our brain and to have the elasticity in our brain. So we built a new neuron by doing things differently, by doing new stuff, by changing our routine, by surprising ourselves, by traveling to an area that is like, you never thought you will go there, because it's totally different culture, it's totally different atmosphere. So doing things different, okay, you'll grow your brain. So we will, AI is here, and it will stay, and it will grow, and it will become smarter, and it will become easier to use and much better use. We're just in the beginning. So I am a fan of embracing change, because if we resist it, okay, it's not gonna help. You know, it's gonna happen. People are using it. It's getting better, and frankly speaking, I use ChatGPT. It made my life easier. Now,
I'm talking about like on a human level.
yeah,
It can never replace emotions, basically.
yes. Well,
It's controversial, but
I don't know about that. Why? Because see, it's learning, and where is it learning from? Do you know where is it learning from?
data, a lot of.
Yes,
Yeah.
the digital data that's out there. So there are good data, there are bad data, right? And they're learning from both. So it's like in a human, there are good human, there are bad human, right? So the problem is AI is learning from the bad and from the good. And that's an issue that we need to think about. And not to take everything that the AI says for granted. We need to examine it because it's taking it, it's learning from the wide web, from the digitalized world. Because AI was there in the 50s. They didn't continue with it because they didn't have digital data from where it learns. Now they say we have data from the beginning of the internet, maybe then early 90s, until now we have data more than we have data from Adam's time till now, digitalized. Everything is getting digitalized. Even the Library of Congress, the old books, they're being digitalized. And what AI is in terms of machine learning, it goes and learn. And I think in '96 there was a game with the champion of Go. Go is a Korean game. It's more difficult than the chess. Okay, it has multiple, movement to move. Okay, much complicated than the chess. And of course, the chess, IBM, Watson, I think Watson. IBM had Watson as an AI, and he won the Russian champion of the chess champion. And then in 1996 or 98, Google, they made an artificial intelligence to play with a game called Go, the Korean game. And the champion, he's a young chap, and he's like excellent player. He was playing it when he was born, since he was born. He's a perfect player. But when he played with AI, he started crying. Why? Because he said to himself, he said to the news, he said, I didn't think that the computer will beat me that fast. I thought it will take him time. Even, he has the mind that computer might win and stuff. But he said, I thought, it's going to take time to win. But he won very fast, and he was tears, in his eyes because the computer. Now, how that computer went to the web, learned how this guy plays. He saw his YouTube and so on, and he learned from the books on how to play and what are the strategy and stuff very quickly, and came to play. I'm sure he will win because he had all this knowledge that are there in the wide web. So this is my take on AI. But I love to embrace change. I love myself. I don't know about your audience.
Yeah. For the people that are watching, I'm pretty sure they are more on the human depth. Like, yes, AI is always gonna be smarter than people, but when it comes to like the emotional depth, it will never. It needs a lot of time in order to understand the human emotion.
Yes.
Yeah. True. Basically.
True.
Let's go with your major life goal in future? What is like the thing that you want to be remembered with, or your major life goal that you're working towards?
Well, I don't want to die with the music in me. I would like to publish some books, okay, as a contribution to the society, to the world. That's my goal now.
Did you publish anything yet?
I published as a co-author with Donna Steffi, one of my teachers, and with other colleagues. We published a book called Destination Facilitations. And it's a guide for trainers or speakers that goes from different culture to culture. And we give them, like Europe, how the culture of Europe, how the culture of the GCC, how the culture of, Africans, and how the culture of the Americans, the Latin Americans, the Japanese, the Western, the East side, and South Asians. So it is like a guide for speakers who wants to go globally to be aware of the norms and the cultures of different countries and different aspects. So this is called facilitation destinations. And I have 2 books that I didn't publish yet. One book I didn't finish, so I put it on the side or scrapped it. And then I started thinking of another book. It's almost ready. I need some help.
With what?
With editing, editing the book, putting it, in a nice way, because I vomited everything that I know into 4 main chapters with the stories and, personal stories and other stories. And it's basically the Tibo effect, a guide again to live life with abundance and fulfillment, to live life happy.
That's one of the books.
Yes, that's
and
one.
And then the other one?
The other one that I stopped is called People. And again, it has a framework with the words people. You have different, words that makes the framework works. And basically, people is...
it's a very big word. Yeah.
Yes.
With deep meanings.
Yes. And I'm afraid now that we talked about people, somebody will take the name and make a book of it, because there is no book called People yet. I have a friend who wrote many books, and he loves reading and he loves writing. The other day on Instagram, he connected with me. He said, "Aren't you gonna write a book? Let's help you. Let's talk. Let's call." So maybe I'll call him.
Yeah.
It's about time. I had a friend who was ready to edit my book, and then she got busy, American friend. She got busy in her own work and stuff. And so I need an editor that I can trust, and I can give him all what I've wrote, and he will just, put it together. There are people who are, this is their skill of taking the gist and, correcting things and making the flow from one chapter to the transition from one chapter. So it's all, in one
organized.
Yes, in one unit.
It's actually a big skill, actually.
Yes.
And like the way you say things.
Yes.
It's a skill on its own.
Very true.
And if any of you guys know, or you just feel free to
yes, please connect with me. I need that help.
Connect to them. And I would like to mention Knowledge Consulting. Can you tell us more about your company?
Knowledge Consulting is all about touching hearts and transforming individuals and organization. And we do that through many intervention, any type of intervention, be it consulting, be it coaching or training, designing a workshop, instructional design, and we go and facilitate for corporate. And we do, many soft skills. They call them soft skills. I call them hard skills, really. So we go to the leader and we train the leaders. We give leadership journey to develop the leaders, because we feel that the leaders can make the organization or break the organization. Of course, we have a lot of training programs like team building, like conflict resolutions, communication skills, presentation skills, train the trainer, and leadership, building trust, emotional intelligence, solving problems, and decision making. So we have all these intervention and coaching, coaching executive to help them achieve their goals and reach the potential that they have or their vision for themselves personally. So we see them maybe once a week for an hour, and we ask them questions and let them see their goals or vision very clearly so they can pursue it and achieve it the easiest way possible.
And you deal with different types of
yes, we deal mainly we deal with government, but mainly our clients are from the private sectors, mainly banks, telecom, oil sector. These are the target that we are working with
all across the GCC.
All across the GCC.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. If you have any questions, guys, just go ahead and ask him. He's more than happy to help you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks very much for joining.
Thank you.
Any final words you want to say?
Well, I want to say to our audience that you are all capable and you are chosen by Almighty God to be here on this planet Earth. And you have a purpose. Focus on your purpose. Pursue it, and you will win. You are all here for a reason. Identify why you are here and look for something that you love. And when you love it, it will love you back. Anything you love, it will love you back. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's actually beautiful. Appreciate you again.
Thank you
for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure is all mine.
Yeah, appreciate it. And please, guys, if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and like the video and share it with your friends and relatives.
Some of them, they think they are subscribed. Check.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Yeah, check.
Big problem.
Check. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget to share it with your friends and all your loved ones. And see you next time. Have a good one.